Welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at this little guy right here, the 1200 lumen Fenix E18R version 2. Let's check it out. So here's everything the E18R version 2 comes with. Give you guys a nice close-up of the box here. On the back is your typical Lumens and Runtime info. Here is your lanyard, your USB Type A to Type C charging cable, product insert, warranty card, and your owner's manual. But I'll put all this off to the side right here, and I'll give you guys a nice close-up of the Fenix E18R version 2 right here. This guy is little. And while you guys are checking this out, let's talk about some of these features. So the Fenix E18R version 2 has a maximum output of 1200 lumens, a max throwing distance of 146 meters, and an intensity of 5,397 candela. And pushing out those 1200 lumens is a single Luminus SST40 cool white LED with a lifespan of 50,000 hours. It has 5 lighting modes plus strobe, and those 5 modes are controlled with a single side switch. It comes included with a 3.6 volt 700 milliamp hour ARB L16700P 16340 rechargeable lithium ion battery. And that's charged to the USB Type C port on the outside of the body. The body's made of 6061 T6 aluminum and has a Type 3 hard-anodized finish. It's impact resistant up to 1 meter and is IP68 dust and waterproof. The 6 means it's completely dust proof, and the 8 means it's submersible in up to 6 feet of water. Alright, so what about the dimensions? Its length is 2.64 inches and has a diameter of 0.87 inches. And according to my weight test, it comes in at 2 ounces. That's 56 grams, and yes, I did weigh it with the battery in it. So this E18R version 2 is an upgrade over the previous model E18R. Especially in the lumen output, the previous model was only 750 lumens, where this bad boy is capable of 1200 lumens. And of course, another upgrade is its USB Type-C charging port right here on the side. Now it looks like this is Fenix's answer to the Olight Baton 3, which I have right here, and I'll give you guys a side-by-side comparison of the Baton 3 and the E18R version 2 right here. You can see the E18R version 2 right here is slightly longer, but not by much. And I say they're in direct competition with the Baton 3 right here just because of the size, and the Baton 3 here is 1200 lumens, and now the new upgraded E18R version 2 is also 1200 lumens. When I do the beam test a little bit later on in this video, I'll do a direct beam comparison between the Baton 3 and the Fenix right here. And I'm not going to talk too much about the body here. This is typical Fenix quality. Everything feels very, very solid. The 6061 aluminum body feels very nice. You can see right here the main portion of the body has a real tight knurling that has pretty nice grip to it when you're holding it. The metal side switch right here feels really nice, but it's no longer an inset side switch. You can see it does stick out just slightly from the body. And then right dead center of that side switch is an LED that gives you your battery life when you either press it or when you turn on the flashlight. It shows you your battery life for about 3 seconds and then turns off. But that feature only works if you're using the included Fenix battery here, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on in this video. And I'll give you guys a nice look right down the barrel at that single Luminus SST40 LED. Right there. It is a cool white LED. Now I tend to lean more towards the warmer color outputs when it comes to flashlights, but I understand why they went cool white here just so it can push out those 1200 lumens a little bit better. Right here is your typical 2-way pocket clip, which is a split ring, so it is removable. And now let's take a look at the tail here. You can see your attachment points right there for your lanyard. And yes, it is flat, so you can tail stand it, which for me is almost a must-have on any EDC or tactical flashlight. I tail stand my lights all the time. And another feature I like is this tail switch is magnetic, so if I break out my knife here and stick it to the blade, you can see that magnet is strong enough to support that body horizontal. Now I do like this feature. It just makes it a little bit more versatile, especially if you need to mount this somewhere, say on a hood of a car if you're working on an engine. But remember, they're in direct competition with Olight here on this Baton 3, which does the exact same thing. Now let's talk about this included battery here from Fenix, the 700 milliamp hour, 3.6 volt, 16340. This is an ARB L16700P. Now if I break out the user manual right here under battery specs, it shows that the included battery, of course, is recommended. But if you look over here where it says battery level indication, where it shows you your battery percentages and the LED lights green or red, right here it says, no, this only works with the Fenix ARB L16700P 16340 rechargeable lithium ion battery, which means you can only get the battery status if you use this included battery here. And of course I wanted to test that, so I went back over here where it says battery specifications. Right here it says non-rechargeable battery lithium CR123A 3 volt. Then it says it is usable. So right here, I do have a CR123 Energizer lithium battery. And yes, this is a 3 volt CR123 battery. So once I plop this in there, so once I press the button, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, it just flashes many times in red. Now it will work if I hold down the button. You can see it does work, but you can see there's only 4 modes here. I can't get turbo to work. So that's moonlight, low, medium, high, and there is no turbo. So it looks like you can't get to turbo if you use a CR123A battery. So I didn't test to see if strobe works. Let me hold it down, see if strobe works. Okay, strobe does work, but as far as I can see, I can't get the 1200 lumen turbo to work with the CR123 battery. So once I put in the included Fenix battery, flashes, let me get that off of there, turn it off. So let's see if I got turbo back, moonlight, low, medium, high, turbo. So you can see just how much brighter that turbo is there with that included battery. So just keep that in mind if you guys wanted to use this flashlight with CR123A batteries. So now that I already talked about the modes, we might as well just look a little bit farther into that. So this works exactly like any other Fenix flashlight that you have. To turn on the flashlight, all you have to do is hold down that side switch for about a half a second and it activates the light. And to cycle through those 5 modes, just give it a short press on that side switch. And here are the 5 modes: moonlight, low, medium, high, there's our turbo, and then hold it down for about 1.2 seconds, and that's strobe. Plus it does have a lockout function, and there's a few different ways to access that, which I really like. The first way is a button press combination. Just double short press that side switch, and you saw those 2 little flashing lights. That means it's locked out. So if I press again, locked out. And to unlock, just double press again real quick, and you can see it's unlocked. So I really like that it's super quick and easy, double press, locked out. Another way is to just give that tail cap there a little quarter twist, locks out the flashlight, which I really like. But there's one more way right here, and I really like this just based on this design here. All you have to do is just slide over this pocket clip where it completely covers the side switch there. So there's no way for me to access that side switch to turn on the flashlight. So 3 different ways to lock out this flashlight. I really like that. And yes, it does have a memory, so if I put it on medium right there, turn it off, it should go right back to medium. There's turbo, except for turbo. I know if you turn it off on turbo and turn it back on, it will go to high. It won't go right back to turbo. So there is no instant access to turbo on this flashlight. Let me see if there's instant access to moonlight. There's moonlight there, turn it off, turn it back on. All right, instant access to that 1 lumen moonlight. And I always love to see a 1 lumen moonlight mode, and I'm glad to see that it's here in this flashlight. So let's talk about the mode spacing here. It is pretty good. You got that 1 lumen moonlight, then a 30 lumen low, then it jumps to 150 for medium, 350 for high, and then that big jump to turbo at 1200. Anytime there's a big jump in lumens between the 2 modes, I kind of wish there was something in the middle, meaning that high at 350, then going to that turbo at 1200. I sort of wish there was a high 2 at 600 lumens, somewhere in that range, just because I think the jump from 350 to 1200 is pretty large. But I like everything from moonlight to high. I think the mode spacing there is pretty perfect. Now on that 1 lumen moonlight is where they get that 200-hour runtime on this battery. You can see 200 hours moonlight, and then low is 15 hours, then 2 hours and 30 minutes, then 1 hour and 20 minutes. But I wanted to talk about the 30-minute runtime right there on turbo with the asterisk next to it. There will always be an asterisk next to the turbo runtime. That's why I like to test the turbo runtimes here on this channel. Just because 9 times out of 10, that turbo runtime at 30 minutes is a combination of turbo and high together. If not, turbo, high, medium, low, and moonlight together. And it makes me curious, especially with a flashlight of this size. 1200 lumens puts out a lot of light, but it also puts out a lot of heat. And when you have a body this small, there is nowhere for that heat to go. And that's another reason why I look at the mode spacing so closely, because if there's only a couple second turbo runtime here at 1200, this is really a 350 lumen flashlight with just a 1200 lumen burst. But this is all speculation on my part, of course, because I haven't tested out the runtime here on turbo. While we're talking about it, let's jump right into that. So not only am I going to test that turbo runtime, but I'm also going to take its temperature at the head and the body at 1 minute and 2 minutes while this test is running. So because there's no direct access to turbo, I have to time this out right. So that's moonlight, low, medium, high, and balance it. Go. All right, so let's stop that there. Let me hold this with my bare hands, see if I can hold it. Yeah, it's pretty hot here. I don't think I need gloves to hold this, but it is definitely hot here at the body. Let me turn this off. So right here, you can see my results, if that makes any sense, that chicken scratch. So I'll just read it out to you. So at the head, after 1 minute, was 100.7 degrees Fahrenheit, and at the body was 102.7 at the body. Then at 2 minutes, it was at 101.3 degrees Fahrenheit at the head and 104.3 degrees at the body. Also, I didn't see a step down there, so I'll scrub through the footage and I'll put up the step down from turbo on the screen right now. All right, so now it's time for the beam test. I'm gonna take this outside to my local park and demonstrate all the different modes and show you guys what that beam looks like. And plus, I'm gonna put it up side by side to the Baton 3 right here. All right, trying a different location today. This is another portion of the park I always go to. It looks a little bit brighter out here than it actually is. It's about 9:45 at night. So let me try this right here on moonlight, turn it on. And there's one lumen moonlight right there. I mean, moonlight is moonlight. And let's go to, there's low. Very good. Medium. Let's see, a couple benches there, and then some picnic benches back there. That is high. Already you can start to see that hot spot right dead center there. Ugh, mosquitoes everywhere. All right, there's high and there's turbo. So let me see if I can hit those trees back there. I'll put on the screen how far away those trees are there. Right there. So I don't think I'm hitting them. If I am, I'm just kissing those back trees slightly, but not really hitting those trees. But you can see that nice hot spot right dead center. It's a pretty large hot spot too. Get away. And trying to see that outer perimeter fairly wide. You can see that outer perimeter there. Not a very sharp outer edge, but you can definitely see it right there. And let me turn this around, hit that bench. All right, now let's test out the Baton 3 here. All right, so let's just go right to turbo on the Baton 3. And somebody's shooting back there. Can you guys hear that? But it looks very similar. I mean, 1200 lumens, but I'm just looking at the distance and throw of this Baton 3 along with that hot spot, and look at that. It looks very, very similar. Very similar. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this right here and I'll freeze frame it. And now this is the Fenix E18R version 2 right there. So you can see that side by side. They're very, very similar. I'm gonna get out of here. I am getting eaten up by mosquitoes. All right, so I'm at another location here. Hopefully the mosquitoes are just a little bit better here. So there's moonlight, low, medium, high, and then turbo. Just look how wide that beam profile is. It's actually pretty nice. And I'll put on the screen from my location to those trees back there. You can just see how wide that hot spot is. So take a look around. You can definitely see that beam right there. Very nice. And now let's try the Baton 3. Go right to turbo. So yeah, I mean, even down to the color temperature here, they look almost identical just right now. I'm sure when I'm editing, I'll be able to see if there's any differences, but see that beam there? I mean, side by side to me right now, they look almost identical. See if I can hit the top of that tree right there. Oh yeah, no problem at all. So let's go to, there's moonlight, low, medium, and high. So even on high here, So you can see high 350 lumens, which you're probably gonna have this on most of the time anyways, just because of mosquitoes, just because of the shortened turbo time. This is still fairly decent here. So I'm gonna turn it around, show you guys where I came from. So yeah, guys, as an everyday carry flashlight, 1200 lumens maximum, I don't think you can go wrong with this little guy right here. There's plenty of light right here, even at 350 lumens on high. You're gonna get a much longer runtime here on this high mode than you are on this turbo. But you can see if you do need that burst right here, there is plenty of light. Even just surveying across this field here, you can see, I can see a lot, and it's just amazing. All that is coming out of this tiny little body here. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the Fenix E18R version 2? I'll tell you, I am impressed with this little flashlight here for an everyday carry flashlight. Super bright, very easy to use, very small. So if you guys wanted to check this bad boy out for yourself, I will put links down below in my description box. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!